Ohio State is getting with the times. They're ahead of the curve. Obviously, there's so much debate about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and how it should be handled. Whether it's the NCAA, the Supreme Court, state jurisdictions, legislation, and whatever city or rural town or college town a university is in, and how to really maybe limit it or put a cap on it. And right now, there's no cap. There's no salary cap on how much a player can make, each team can make. And right now, what you see is Ohio State. They rank number 1 in the country in all of sports. In name, image, and likeness compensation, Ohio State is number 1. And also, Ohio State has the most number of student athletes with at least one name, image, and likeness deal and NIL deal, which is really a great tool for recruiting and saying, hey, I can't guarantee you a starting spot. I can't guarantee you a backup spot. But I will guarantee you, compared to any other university, we have the most student athletes with an NIL deal. On top of that, we have the number 1 in NIL compensation. So if you come to Ohio State and before you even step foot on the field, you're going to be compensated very, very well. We've seen, Quinn Ewers, before he even ever took a snap at Ohio State, he had, over $1 million in name, image, and likeness compensation. We've seen, Coach Saban talk about Bryce Young. I think he had a 6 or 7 figure deal. In terms of that, you see Alabama, you see Ohio State. You can be paid very, very well before you even, really understand the playbook. And at Ohio State, the compensation, they're first in compensation. So whatever money you looking that another university can potentially offer you or promise you, it's going to fail in comparison to Ohio State. It's just another great recruiting tool. This is huge, Ohio State, obviously is the big dog in the state of Ohio. We've seen, in Michigan, you have that team up north. You have Michigan State. There's some states that, are battling with other, universities. You look at the Alabama of the world. Now, obviously, Alabama's historically, been a tremendous powerhouse, but you have to remember Auburn's in the state of Alabama. You have Troy that's in the state of Alabama. So when I seen that, Alabama's a little bit lower, in terms of support, it makes sense when you have 3, or at least 2 with Auburn and Alabama big institutions. Obviously, the state of Georgia, you have Georgia and Georgia Tech versus Ohio State. Obviously, Cincinnati's a little bit smaller. That's not really a Power 5 yet. Now, I think next year there'll be a Power 5 team, but Ohio State is the big dog. Penn State is the big dog. Now, Texas, you look at Texas A&M, there's a lot of colleges. So a big thing you have to look at is look at the state. Look how big their biggest university is. Maybe not the best academic. I don't know each state. But in terms of population, Ohio State can offer you more versus you going to, Michigan or Michigan State or going to Alabama or Auburn. Ohio State is the place to be if you're trying to capitalize on your name, image, and life.